Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us. Our press conference will start shortly, and we'll be starting with head coach Adrian Heath. And we will also have defender Chase Gasper and forward Kai Kamara joining us later as well. A reminder to those on the call, if you have a question, to please select the raise hand icon at the bottom of your screen for your questions. Thank you.
I actually have my card, but I've just been sending mine to Sam. But it's not a big deal. I mean, yeah, that's fine. I just wanted to have the footage.
No Gabby today.
She got a wedding.
Is he?
Adrian? Yes, you can hear me from home, can't you?
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us. We will get this started with Pierre Nugent. Pierre, your line is open.
Adrian, defensively tonight, you guys played a very solid game. I only saw really 1-2 dangerous chances. What was it about tonight defensively that you saw from you guys?
I thought the mentality of the group was very good. I think the defensive block was good, and that was the pleasing part. The people put themselves in good spots to defend the goal, which is something that we've spoke about in the past. And when we needed it, the keeper came up big for us with a couple of big saves.
Andy?
Adrian, what did you like in particular about Dane's shot stopping?
Well, he's a big kid and he's got great length. He's a big boy, but I just thought he looked calm and. As I always say to the goalkeepers, save the stuff that you should save. And occasionally you'll come up with a wonder save that people will talk about, but the most important thing is saving what you should. And I think he did that, and he's done that since he's come into the team.
Jerry, your mic is open.
Adrian, I heard you say in the postgame that it's a funny old game last week you played and just get a point out of it, probably playing better than you did tonight, and you get free.
Yeah. Well, that's football for you, but as I said, with the clean sheet, we always have a chance, because I always think we have enough talent on the field to score a goal. And, I'm thinking back now, Robbie maybe could have had 2 or 3 really good opportunities in the first half. And then the second half, I thought we were a little bit sloppy at times. Our final ball wasn't good enough. But in the end, a couple of a quality finish from Kev. But when we needed him, I'm watching the highlights now, and Dane's come up with a couple of crucial saves when we've needed it. I said it a million times, goals change games, and, Dane's come up with 2 great saves when we've needed him to do that.
Sydney, welcome. Your line is open.
Adrian, can you talk more about Dane? Since he's come in for Tyler, how has he grown into this role as a starting keeper for your team?
Well, he's a very confident boy. Stuart Kerr's working really hard with him. Thinks he's got a really, really bright future. I think he's one of the best young, if not the best young goalkeeper in the MLS. If he keeps improving, keeps listening to people who've been doing this for a long time, i.e. his goalkeeping coach, he has a very bright future. As I said, at no stage were we worried about putting him in. I know 1 or 2 people were thinking, do we need another goalkeeper? But all along, I've thought he was going to be good enough, and he's proving that.
Andy, your line is open. Andy, I'm sorry, you're kind of cutting in and out there. Do you want to try that again?
That's not getting any better, Andy. It's either that or my earrings going.
Yeah, Andy, I think the connection on your end is is not helping. Amy, why don't you just write that question in for me and I will bring that up, but we will move on. Jerry, go ahead.
Kevin didn't waste much time coming off the bench tonight, did he?
No, he's when he's fit and healthy, he's a proper player, isn't he? We know that, and it's a good finish because I it's something even since I've had him. I've had him for over 10 years now, and the one thing that he does, he gets as much satisfaction of making goals as scoring them. So I was pleased that he was selfish and went all the way, because at times he looks to play with other people too much when he has opportunities to take shots at goal. So I was pleased for him.
Pierre, your line is open.
Adrian, just to kind of follow up on that with Kevin, I don't know if you remember watching it in real time, but were you surprised to see just how it seemed like he had a lot of pasture in front of him to make that run on the left side? Were you surprised to see him just be left alone that way? Well,
obviously at that stage of the game, they are chasing the game, and obviously at 1-0, you still think you're in it, as they are. So they were pushing men forward, and I did say at half time, the longer the game stays as it is, we will get opportunities on the break. It's a case of making sure that we make the telling pass at the right time, and Ray gave it him at a lovely weight, and the way to pass was terrific, and that basically made his mind up for him to keep going. But as it was in the end, it was a good finish.
Jerry.
His 130th goal in MLS versus 11. How many more of those do you think you're going to see here?
Well, hopefully a few more before the end of the season, Jerry. It's as I say, I feel as though he's getting better each game. He's getting better each day in training. He hasn't played a lot of football this year, so he'll need to get into the rhythm. Obviously, that'll do his confidence no harm or good. And as I say, we think he's going to be a big asset to us in the running.
We have time for just a couple more questions here for Adrian. If you have one, please select the raise hand icon at the bottom of your screen. Jerry, go ahead.
Did you ever get an answer from the league about the 3 guys going to play for the Philippines?
Yeah, they'll be staying. They'll be staying here.
Do we have any more questions here for Adrian? Sydney, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll ask one more about Kai. You mentioned he hasn't played a lot this year. Has it been difficult for him to acclimate himself in training? And if so, how's he got himself up to speed?
Well, if you know the guy, he comes in every day with a big smile on his face. He wants to work hard. He's obviously looked after his body. He's 36 years of age. He's still in exactly the same condition as he was 10, 15 years ago. So that's a credit to himself. And I know that once he gets in a rhythm and he starts to get a better understanding with the people around him, he's going to get better before the end of the season for sure.
And if we don't have any more questions for Adrian?
Thanks, everybody.
Yes, thank you so much. Hi, Chase. Welcome.
Hi.
Those of you who have questions for Chase, a reminder to please select the raise hand icon at the bottom of the screen. We will get things started with Pierre Nugent. Pierre, your line is open.
Chase, I know you took a hard step on the foot there, but it eventually turned into something good. How did you see that whole play unfold in order for you guys to get a penalty?
That just comes from practice when we've been really focusing this week on, there are several terms for it, but like defensive pressure, or attacking pressure. When we have the ball and we're attacking, is you get on your guy and stay tight. So even if we do lose the ball, we're pressing them basically in their own box. And so, they panic, and it just worked out. So we started pressing immediately. They took a bad touch, and I got there first, and the guy stepped on me. So we got the PK. So that just started at practice, is working on that defensive pressure when we have the ball.
Jerry, your line is open.
Kai got a penalty kick out of that, and all you got was a bloody sock?
Yeah, it actually pretty hurt. It hurt a lot, but hey, you got to do whatever you can to help the team. So I'll take a little scratch on the ankle. No big deal.
Sydney, your line is open.
Chase, wanted to ask you about Dane. Back-to-back clean sheets for him. Since he's taken the job as keeper over Tyler since Tyler's injury, what kind of growth have you seen from Dane being a young goalkeeper in training?
Yeah, it's been incredible to watch how much he's improved in just this short time. He got a lot of good experience when he got loaned out, and we were happy to have him back when they recalled him, and I think he stepped in the goal and done phenomenally. Everyone can attest to that. Obviously, the clean sheets speak to that, but there's a confidence, and he has a strong presence behind you, loud voice, amazing shot-stopping capabilities, and it's just a great goalkeeper to have behind you. You. As a defender, you're very confident having him behind you. So, he's a great friend, great guy. So, it's an all-around good package, and he's done an incredible job at filling in that position.
Pierre.
Chase, Adrian mentioned that he was pretty pleased with how you guys were structurally on the back end tonight. What did you guys do in order to minimize those opportunities for them? How did it, from your perspective, what did you guys do to just kind of eliminate those dangerous chances for them tonight?
It goes back to the defensive pressure or attacking pressure I was referencing earlier. Anytime we get the ball up the field, our back line, if you noticed it during the game, or if you go back and rewatch it, our back line is so quick to step up, because that drives their forwards and attacking players crazy, because then they have to readjust, or else they'll be offsides. And when a forward's constantly moving to get back on sides, he's not focused on the runs he should be making. So just little things like that of stepping anytime the ball goes backwards for them or forwards for us, just stepping 3-5 yards, whatever it may be. Those little things can throw off the rhythm and chemistry of their attack. So that's what we focused on a lot this week, and I thought we executed it very well.
Jerry.
Adrian calls it a funny old game. You guys maybe played better last week and only get a point out of it than you did tonight.
Sorry, can you repeat that? You kind of broke up.
Adrian calls it a funny old game. Did you guys maybe play better last week and only get a point out of it than you guys did tonight?
Yeah, and soccer, football, it's one of those crazy games that happens. You can really be on one game and sometimes lose, or like last week we just got a point when maybe we deserved a little bit more, and then tonight where maybe we weren't as clinical, we weren't as clean in the attacking third, but we did our job defensively. We didn't concede goals, and that's one of the key themes going into every game, because we have so much attacking talent in our team, that if we keep a clean sheet, we're pretty confident we're going to win the game, because we know we can produce goals with the quality we have up top. So, it's definitely just a funny game, and these things happen, but you got to take the 3 points however you can get them. So we're pleased with the win tonight, and we know what we have to improve on. So we're going to focus on improving those aspects of our game.
We have time for just one more question here with Chase. If you have a question, thank you. Jerry.
Kevin didn't waste much time coming back from his injury, did he?
No, he didn't waste much time at all. He's an amazing player, an amazing teammate, an amazing guy in the locker room, and so we're happy he scored after a little nagging injury, but where the team's ecstatic to have him back on the field, scoring goals and helping the team win, and that's what's most important. So I'm really happy for Kevin. He's always great every time he comes in. He brings such a different element of just controlling the game, and he's kind of like the maestro when he's on the ball, and he makes great things happen. So it's always a confidence booster when number 7's in the game.
Last question here for Chase. Pierre, go ahead.
Chase, just very quickly, how difficult was it for you to see Mason go? You guys kind of hung out off the field, but what was it like? What was said with him leaving, and what was kind of that conversation like with him going to Montreal?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely tough to see a friend go. You know, like you mentioned, we hung out a lot. We're great friends, and but you know, I'm also excited and confident for him because he's an incredible player. He has amazing abilities, amazing potential, and he's shown this league what he can do. And so, you know, it's just sometimes you need a fresh start, maybe a different situation, and so. You know, we're all thankful for everything Mason did for this club, and he's a great guy, and so we wish him nothing but the best. And I know he's gonna succeed in his future. He's a very good player, and I'm gonna be rooting for him.
Chase, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
We will have forward Kai Kamara up shortly. Thank you.
Oh, okay, no one's here. Okay. Hi, everyone.
Hi, Kai.
Hello. This is cool. It's my first time this year.
Yeah, so
I'm about to do press conference.
We'll get this started.
Social distance and press conference, guys. So wherever you're at, I can see. What's up? Let's go here. First question.
Pierre, your line is open. Go ahead.
Obviously, the first goal in a Loons jersey. I mean, what did it mean to you to get in the score sheet tonight, and what does it mean for you perhaps moving forward?
It's great. It's great. A lot of credit to actually Chase for that because he took a really big hit to the ankle, and I'm sure it wasn't easy. I just have to make sure that it counted, and I'm happy to say I've had my first goal for this team, but great win overall for everyone. And, you know, it was a really, really, really good team effort. The way we played today, from the last game at home, we definitely, was feeding enough for that one. Disappointed not to get all 3 points, but definitely this one today, we have to go for it.
Andy, your line is open.
Kai, you've seen a lot of goalkeeping in this league over your time frame here. Where is Dane in his development, and how big has he been in his last couple games?
I think I'll be lying if I say he's not good, because he got a shutout tonight. He made some big saves, and he's my teammate. I have to see him every day, so I got to say all the good things about him right now. Good. He has potential. I actually talked to him that he's got to kick our butts a little bit. Scream at us when we're not doing the right things in front of him. That's one of the big things. I think when he does that, he starts becoming a leader.
Jerry,
You got a goal out of that sequence, and Chase got a bloody sock.
That's a fair trade. That's a fair trade. I got a goal, you got a bloody sock, and we got 3 points. So I think both of us will kind of celebrate that together. So it's a fair trade.
reminder to those, if you have a question, please select the raise hand icon at the bottom of your screen. Jerry, go ahead.
Do you keep in your head how many career goals you have? It's 129 into 130 now.
Thanks. Actually, if I'm walking in the door, Sam, our video guy, told me 130. So it's great that people keep score for me, but I'm not keeping score. The only score I know it's zero MLS Cups. So, and to me, it's nothing to sound sweet, but that's what I've been hunting ever since. So the goals are gonna come. I've already said that. It doesn't matter where I go. A team I play for, I'm gonna work hard, and I'm a goal scorer. It's gonna happen. I'm not counting the goals anymore. If I can score a goal to give us 3 points, I just want to, be in a playoffs position so that, at the end of the day, we can battle for a cup.
Andy?
Kai, Cincinnati had nearly 60% possession. Does that number jump out at you, or was that kind of the plan to kind of let them have the ball and you guys attack off of that?
We had 3 points. You can possess the ball. At the end of the day, you want to win the game. I think we made sure that when we had our chances, even though we had a lot more chances that we didn't, make count, but, we made our chances count. It's okay to keep the ball in the back, but, hey, possessions and winning the game is two different things.
Jerry?
Adrian calls it a funny old game. Did you guys maybe play better last week and just get the 1 point out of it than you did tonight?
Can you say that again, please?
So Adrian calls it a funny old game. Did you guys maybe play better last week and only get a point out of it?
Yeah, it's definitely that's the word. It's a funny game. Sometimes you play even worse and then you sneak away with points. But it's good. This is really good credits to the rest of us in the locker room because we worked so hard for that last game, and myself being the first game here at this stadium. Wanting to get 3 points from it didn't happen. We didn't put our chances away. We had a full week, which has been a while for teams to get a full week of training and recovery. And we knew coming into this one, there's nothing less that we want but 3 points to put us in a better position because guess what? The turnaround is quick. Back at it again in a couple of days or a few days. So we just had to make sure that tonight was different than the last home game.
We have time for just 2 more questions here for Kai, so a reminder to please select the raise hand icon at the bottom of your screen if you have any questions.
As we get 2 more questions, again, I just, want to say, it's getting closer. It's getting closer to that November 3rd date, Please, let's make sure we stick together, doing it for our kids and kids after that, which I'm talking about is the vote. Let's continue to make sure that we don't forget the date. Don't forget if you're away, let's make sure we vote. Doesn't matter what side you're going, just make sure you vote.
Thank you, Kai. Andy, your line is open.
Kai, I saw you do the little heart hands with your goal celebration. Was that directed at anybody in particular?
Heart-shaped hands is always going to be there. It's going to follow me wherever I go, and I'm just happy to be here in Minnesota that I can bring heart-shaped hands over here. Very disappointed to not have the fans in that stadium so I can share it with them. But it's just the heart-shaped hands that I want to share. Again, I'm here, and that's my trademark celebration. I wish there was people in the stands because after that, more people start picking it up.
And last question here for Kai. Jerry, go ahead.
Where did that come from?
Heart-shaped hands started. I was the first player to do a heart-shaped hand celebration, but somebody else trademarked it. But again, I love my heart-shaped hands. I have my Heart-Shaped Hands Foundation, which I do help back in my country, Sierra Leone, and it's just my my celebration. It started, I think, in 2010, 2011, and it's just it's something that's part of me now, and I enjoy doing it because then the fans love it, and it's nothing better than being in your home stadium and you score a goal and you see almost the whole stadium doing the heart-shaped hands. Thank you, guys.
Thank you guys so much for your time. And that concludes this evening's press conference. Thank you.